but I will be able to eat solids in about 2 weeks.
Good. Oh, hello! It's Thursday, which means we're thirsty for that tea, honey. Boom. Animation.
Spill some.
All right, Pooja and Gurdeep Ahluwalia from CHFI in the mornings joining us as they do every Thursday. Good morning to both of you. How you guys doing?
Hi, sweet peas. Pinkies
Good
up.
morning. Oh, shoot. I still have bubble wrap on mine. Sorry. We're
safety
new.
first.
Open it up. There we go.
Safety first.
We got the brand name.
Yes.
That new studio and
We should
bit
rinse
smell.
it. Okay.
It's great.
You guys
All
did
right. This is the segment where the four of us dive into what people are really talking about. And this week, it's Pete Davidson of Saturday Night Live. A few weeks ago, rumors swirled Pete dating Kim Kardashian. Then late last week, Pete and Miley Cyrus were on The Tonight Show together promoting their New Year's Eve special, which, by the way, I might take in a little bit because Pete is an interesting guy to me. On The Tonight Show, Miley performed It Should Have Been Me. She told Pete at the beginning that the song was dedicated to him. I have lost track of the romantic hookups that have been linked to one Pete Davidson of Saturday Night Live fame. At one point, he was like the second least important member of the cast. Now, it's Pete Davidson's world. And
we're just living in it.
We're just living in it. So we have stats. These are the people that have been linked romantically with Pete Davidson. Gurdeep, I'll start with you. What am I missing here with Pete Davidson?
Well, I got scared for a second when you said I'll start with you. I'm like, I didn't date Pete Davidson. What are you talking about, man?
Rumors get started.
I believe Dina and Sid. The word Kavorka is Latvian, and I believe it's the lure of the animal. It was possessed by one Cosmo Kramer, and I believe Pete Davidson also possesses the Kavorka, which is the inexplicable lure of the animal. The female gender is just wildly attracted to him, and there's no point trying to understand it. It is the Kavorka.
It's the Kavorka.
Thank you, Dr. Kavorka. Over to you, Pooja. Your take.
Another doctor.
I'm going to go the other way. I think I can understand why people find Pete Davidson attractive. There's a whole thread on Reddit, by the way, BuzzFeed, named 17 reasons why women love Pete Davidson. And, it's everything from he seems genuine, he's open about his mental health, he loves his mom, things like that. He's humorous. But I think it's more of, he's not the lead in a Hollywood movie. He's like the friend that the girl doesn't really like that way, but goes to for advice, but by the end of the film falls in love with. That's what I think the Pete Davidson sort of represents.
He has like a modern day Steve Buscemi kind of vibe, like Steve Buscemi in his prime. But if I'm given a real answer outside of the Kavorka, look, it's nothing new that women sometimes like someone who is damaged and someone who they can try and quote unquote fix. I'm doing the air quotes here.
Thank you.
Look, he lost his father in 9/11. He's had a tough life. He's dealt with addiction and mental health issues. He has Crohn's disease. He's had like 1,000 tattoos. Now he's getting them removed. He said he got the tattoos because he liked the pain because it distracted him. He described himself as a crack baby. Like, he has been through some stuff. And I think maybe some of the women, at least, who are dating him, think that maybe they can fix Pete Davidson.
I feel so bad that we're all talking about Pete this much in this way. But does he care because he's living the best life?
I think he's okay with it.
I think he's okay with it. I think if we were to all meet Pete, we'd all fall in love, like bromance, romance, whatever you want to call it. There's something about this guy. Have we not all met those people where they look so perfect and they open their mouth and you're like instantly turned off? Like, work on your inner self.
Happens to me all the time.
And vice versa. Vice versa,
It's a
right?
funny joke.
There's something to be said. There's got to be something magnetic about the guy.
You know what's magnetic?
About the guy.
We'll end it this way.
Aside from comedy.
Great point. Magnetic is he is the it celebrity right now. Do we have the shot of him courtside at Steph Curry's record game at Madison Square Garden?
He stole the show,
a couple
right?
of nights ago. Steph Curry sets the record for NBA three-pointers, and Johnny Pink Sweater, you can see him from space.
What's
That's
on his
Pete
sweater?
Davidson in the front row at Madison Square Garden. I mean, Pooja, he is the it celebrity right now.
He is. And, maybe there's also something about Staten Island, which is where he's from. They did a whole skit on SNL, Walking in Staten. They did the Walking Memphis sort of parody. And, there are a lot of celebs from Staten Island. Colin Jost on SNL, also from there. So they sort of bro out over that. Maybe there's something about that sort of wholesome, upbringing, the accent, all of that too. I don't know.
He was also recently living in his mom's basement, which I think you mentioned, which normally that is not something that is attractive, but it's
That's
working
true.
for Pete Davidson. I think he has his own pad now. But, you know, look, we were talking on this segment, Spill the Tea, last week about being a chuckle chaser. I think this is also working for Pete Davidson. I mean, look, he's got that great smile. He's hilarious. He's so funny on SNL. He's cameoed in a bunch of movies. He's got more content coming out. I mean, he's funny, right? And that can also change the scope in
Yes.
terms of how attractive you find somebody.
And I believe the shocking pink might have been a nod to Kim Kardashian's walkout ensemble for the intro of SNL. What does your shirt say, Gurdeep, before we wrap up this session? So much tea spilled. What's it say? 1 in 4.
Yes, can you hold my cup,
You
Pooja?
get the
You've got
gift
it.
I'll
of
let you read this here.
increased anxiety? Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
so this is I'm glad you asked me, Dina. It's an initiative by the Canadian Mental Health Institute, and it's just sort of, you know, it's taking the whole ugly Christmas sweater thing, but trying to shed some light on the fact that the holidays aren't that easy for everybody. It can be a really stressful and anxious time. And Pooja actually got a sweater too. Do you remember what yours says off the top?
Yeah, mine's all about women who deck the halls, and percentage of women, I believe it's 25% of women, are depressed while doing it. So I'll be wearing my sweater as well.
Yeah,
for
there's
you
a lot
guys.
of pressure to be super happy this time of year, and
right.
it's not necessarily the case for everybody.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
Keeping it real.
an ugly sweater, but not an ugly message.